No, but I'm turning 40 this year, and I forgot why I was even saying that. But
Because we couldn't do this stuff. It wasn't the same.
oh,
But I do kind of think that we benefited because we're the same generation. I think we benefited from not having all the social media at the same
mhm,
time. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
there's not a bunch of recordings of us in college and stuff.
I would die. I
I
would die. What's up, guys? We're dreamers, we're moms, and welcome to the Mommy Artist Podcast. Now let's get creatively unhinged. What's up, guys? Where's all my theater people at? If you've ever called your kid's jersey a costume, this one's for you. Our guest today knows a thing or two about taking center stage and then stepping into a whole new role, mom. This week on the Mommy Artist Podcast, I chat with the beautiful Brittney Bertier. Brittney is an actor, writer, and a walking example of how creative life didn't end when she added mom to her impressive resume. She originated the role of Norma Jean in Maryland, the new musical, at the Paris in Las Vegas. She has also recently appeared as Gabriella in Boeing Boeing at the Forestburg Playhouse, marking her first time on stage postpartum. Her dark comedy film, Caged, played at the Dances with Films at the Chinese Theater in Los Angeles before premiering worldwide on Amuletto. She can also be seen as the lead in the indie feature film Instead, currently streaming on Apple TV and Amazon. Today, I am so grateful that Brittney is taking time out of her super busy schedule to talk to us. She's showing up today, not just as a performer, but as a mom, and I couldn't be more excited. So welcome, Brittney. I am so grateful. And I just kind of feel like I know you already just from being a former theater kid.
I love this concept. I think it's so important. And I honestly didn't know if I get to do theater again. It felt like, when you're in that mommy hole when they're really little. And I was just
Mhm,
like, I don't even know if this is going to be able to be part of my life anymore.
mhm.
So getting to do it after so long was really, I don't know, it was just such a gratifying moment.
I'm so proud of you, by the way. And I feel like not enough people are like pumping each other up, especially moms, especially creative moms, performing moms. Like we just got to have each other's back and
Yes, we
just be
do
like,
because
girl, you got this.
we're not in a structured industry where it's like, okay, now I go back to my 9 to 5,
Hmm. Hmm.
and also our income is not structured. So it's a lot of
Right.
fighting for, I don't know, your dreams, but also within the reality of taking care of a family. And so that definitely changes it. It's not the same as when I was in my 20s on my own. Um, but yeah, that's why I want to talk about it.
Yes.
I think it's so complicated, but it's so important.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's start. I kind of just a little bit about your background. You grew up in Massachusetts. I wanted to know kind of like, did you grow up in an artistic home? Are you kind of a first generation artist? Tell me about that.
Definitely first generation artist. I mean, I grew up like my parents went to church a lot. And so there was a lot of singing there. And that's
Mhm.
probably where had Christmas plays and things like that. So it was my first experience on stage. And my mom, loves to sing around the house and that sort of thing. My father cannot carry a tune to save his life. But I'm definitely the only artist in my immediate family. And then now I have a cousin who she just graduated college. And so she's following in the musical theater path. So I'm really excited for her. But I was definitely the first, did not grow up in an artistic household at all. So didn't really know
Same.
how to forge that path and had to figure it out by trial and error.
Exactly. And it's kind of like you feel behind, I think, being a
Oh, yeah.
first gen artist because now that I'm talking to people who grew up in an artistic home and it's just like them being surrounded with that daily and just knowing that these opportunities are available. It's like you can be like an artist if you want to as a job, or you can be this, like just having people in your family and friend circle that are that. I just feel like is such an advantage, but somehow if it's a calling, somehow we make it
Yeah.
happen. When was your first time on stage in a play?
I mean, we always did like Christmas shows as kids in
Right.
school and that kind of thing. And then I think like my first time memorizing lines and having like the lead in a play, I think I was like third grade or fourth grade, I think. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm sure it wasn't even very good, but I just loved it. And then what I realized this time coming back to it is that it's not even just about like telling a story and being on stage and like the magic of that. It's also just like the community of a cast. There's nothing like it.
Yes. Like,
you
as you
know?
were talking, my mind was like, she's gonna say cast because
Yes.
I feel the same way. It's the community, it's the rehearsals, honestly. It's the messing up, it's the little things, it's the laughing, it's the camaraderie.
It's so fun. And this summer we were working on Boeing. Boeing is a ridiculous farce comedy.
Mhm.
And we threw it together in 9 or 10 days, and there was so much laughing. So
Wow!
much Yeah, it was crazy. And so I was obviously not able to take care of my daughter at all during that
Right,
time.
right.
Saw her on my day off, and that was it. So that was really hard for me.
Mhm,
But it was short. The whole
mhm.
contract was only 2.5 weeks. So for me, I felt like I could do it. She was old enough,
I agree.
but I don't think I could have done it a year ago.
Did you feel I mean, of course, you still felt guilt at times.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, because I do too. Like yesterday or no, the weekend, sorry, my kids were obviously around the house and, like, running around and, like, they're like, "Mom, why are you always in your studio?" Or because it's new for them. Because I was a full-time stay-at-home mom before, dedicating,
Mhm.
all of my attention all to them, and so now it's just kinda like, I can hear them in the next room, and I'm like, "Ah, should I go out there?" It's just like a constant mind trick, I think.
Constant. First of all, I want to say good for you for choosing to focus on them and only them for that long. That is a long time. That is not easy
Oh,
at all.
thank you.
It's
Thank
hard.
you.
That's really hard.
Like, a gift. I try to look at it as, like, obviously, I was very fortunate to do that, but yes, there were
Yeah.
some hard days for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think I totally agree with you. And I tell my husband that all the time, that I do also, I feel like it's a gift because I'm mostly a stay at home mom.
Mhm,
But it's also so hard giving up what you're used to in terms of your identity outside of that.
mhm,
It's difficult, and I do think it's a sacrifice, but like a really worthy one.
mhm.
But
Absolutely.
I think it's
And
a
I think
really
it's like learning to say that but that both things can happen at the same time. You can still be working on yourself and feel positive about that and still have guilt. Two things can be at once. You can't like compartmentalize yourself into just being this, because now you're both. And it's going
yeah.
to work out. And, it's just getting used to it and, figuring out a new routine, new way to work things, really.
Yeah, I just did a TikTok about that because I had so many friends coming to me being like, "See, moms can do it all." And I was like, "Not really though," because I wasn't able to take care of her. I
Right.
worked for 4 days. I saw her on my day off, and then I worked for 5 days, and then I was lucky enough they came up for the shows so I could be with her
Oh,
during the
cool.
day before
Mhm.
shows at night. But, like, I wouldn't say I was being, like, a present parent during those 10 days, like, that was hard. So, I just think that it's finding that balance, and like you said, it's always gonna be one thing more important, or not more important, but you're focused on one thing. When you're in your studio, you're focused on that, but it's really
Mhm.
hard. You're always gonna feel the pull to be with your children every
Mhm.
second they're awake and not in school. I get that.
Exactly. Exactly. So how old now is your daughter?
My daughter is 2. She just turned 2 in May. And it's so different now because she still needs me, but I'm not breastfeeding anymore. She's super close with my parents. She
Great.
actually is bonded with my husband, which for the first like year of her life, she only wanted me. So
And I
things are
think that's
definitely
normal.
different. Yes. Yeah.
And honestly, I think my kids are still like bonded to me. It's hard still to get I don't know, it's a mommy thing.
Mommy's
But
always
yes,
number one. Yeah.
but
But
I also have parents that live close to me, so that was very helpful for me also, that they are just close and that they're willing to help out.
that's really great.
But it's still crazy. The guilt is real, but it does subside. And then, like, you have these moments of, like, I'm sure, like, a curtain call, or when you're, like, have these, like, when you're, like, really proud moments, you're still proud of yourself, and you remember, like, "Oh, I'm gonna be able to tell her about this." And that's really what you have to, like, hold on to also.
That is such a good point. I always think, and one of my best friends always says that to me. She's like, think of what you want her to be like when she's your age and if she's
Mhm.
in your position. And my husband took her to not to see the show 'cause she's way too little, but
Right.
he brought her he brought her after the show one day,
Mhm.
and so she saw the stage, and she like put together like what a show was somehow.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, I was like, yeah, proud to show her that, and that's a part of my life she knows nothing about. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think that what you said is very true.
The story that you're gonna be able to tell is awesome, and with social media and all this stuff you're recording, she'll be able to look back and watch and those sweet videos of you that you make about her. And it's just so, I think it's wonderful. And you're so good at it, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
TikToking, Instagram, and act all of it. I mean, because it's just every different thing is its own animal. And just as a performer trying to access all of the avenues, it's exhausting.
Oh,
I
it's
know.
totally exhausting. And you know what's crazy? And I don't know if you feel this way though. When you're a mom, it changes the view of like, oh, I have to do this to I get
Oh,
to
it's
do this. Do you know what I mean? Because there were definitely times where I felt really, what's the word, burnout, like super
yes.
burnt out. And now, anytime I get to audition
Yeah,
or anything like that, I'm like so flippin' excited.
right. Just to like
Yeah.
get out of the house or just to do
Yes.
anything.
Yes,
Yes.
just like work that muscle a little bit, wake up that part of yourself, like not have your kid on you for maybe 45 minutes.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it changes that perspective, which is also, I think, a blessing because it's a new lens that you're looking through.
Have you had to pull from any, I don't know, emotions to use that are newly tapped in from being a mom? Like I can imagine it's opened up a whole new just like, closet of just like tricks you can use because you can pull from different memories and different recall now that you didn't have before.
I haven't had that opportunity yet. She's at the door, which is why I was laughing. Typical mom brain. I got the hours wrong in my head on this, and so now she's home, and you might hear her saying, "Mommy."
I would love that. Perfect.
I
This is
guess
a
it's
perfect
the
show for that.
most appropriate here. I haven't
Yes.
gotten to really use it yet. I don't think because I've mostly done comedy,
Right.
but I can imagine that it will help in the future, especially
Mhm.
when playing mothers, I think.
Right.
And just like also the mixed emotions of going through something as traumatic as childbirth, like even the best childbirth, it's still like it's a different experience. And
Yes, I
I think
think
all
being
that stuff,
pregnant is yes, even being
not
pregnant
easy.
is a traumatic experience, or it's just a
It is.
different experience. You have an agent, I assume. Did you have to ask permission to, like or be like, "Hey, I'm gonna" No.
No, because I feel like I mean, I wasn't in the kind of position where I was like, "Whoa, I'm making you so much money. Is it okay if I stop right now?"
Right,
Like
right.
I was making them like money, but nothing that was like life-changing.
Mhm.
And I just didn't want to put like those decisions in anyone else's hands. So it kind of
Right.
just made the decision to do it. We had just moved from LA, which was already like a huge decision. And then I just let my agents know. And I was just kind of like, if they drop me, they drop me. The only agent that dropped me eventually was my voiceover agent. Cause I just once I had her, I just couldn't keep
Mhm,
up with the auditions and I
mhm,
hadn't booked in 6 months. And so they did drop me.
mhm.
But all the other ones stayed on.
That's great.
I don't think I had commercial rep at the time. No, I did. I did have commercial rep at the time. She just didn't get me out for anything. And so no, but they did put me out for things when they could. And then but I was really sick for the first trimester. I was like
Yes. Okay.
I had to
And
cancel.
postpartum nerve damage?
Yeah, it was a tough time. And so I'm really grateful that my reps have stuck with me. But during second trimester, I had turned down this film I really wanted to do for a friend
Mhm,
of mine who had written it. And it was like it's the film that you were talking about earlier
mhm,
instead. And it's a two-person film whole thing. It's like my favorite kind of thing. I had to turn it down because I was so
mhm,
sick. And then
mhm.
my sickness lifted on week 14. And I called him and I was just like, have you recast yet? And he was like, we're trying and we haven't. And I was like, can I still do it? And then I flew out. And so I did that entire film pregnant.
Yay. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got to do
Yeah.
that.
Me too. I was so sad because we had like a film at like Austin Film Festival and I couldn't go to it. I was too sick. I had to give up a musical in LA, like all these little things.
Mhm.
So I was so glad that I got to hold on to something.
Yes. Oh my gosh, and I'm sure that just boosted your, like, morale too. And
Yeah.
it's, like, amazing what you can do these days with
Yes.
just, like and even this podcast, like, all the equipment and just, like, the platforms are so accessible, and I love it. I wish I had this when I had graduated. So I turned 40 this year, and,
Wait,
when I
wait. I was so sure I was older than you. I'm almost 38.
Stop! No.
You look so young. I was like,
No,
have you
you do. I
rekindled?
thought you were in your, like, 20s.
I was getting, I'm
Swear.
turning 28 in August.
Oh my gosh. Well, as an actor, you could do like 18 to
No,
you have a wide
no.
range, girl.
I got way too much trauma at this point to play an
Oh my
18-year-old.
gosh, that's hilarious. No, but I'm turning 40 this year and I forgot why I was even saying that. But
Because we couldn't do this stuff. It wasn't the same.
oh,
I do kind of think that we benefited because we're the same generation. I think we benefited from not having all the social media at the same
mm,
time. You know what I mean? Like
right.
there's not a bunch of recordings of us in college and stuff.
I would die. I
I
would die. I'm so grateful.
Do you remember like the moment in your life when you realized that being a millennial was like being older? Because I remember. I remember
Oh my
when
gosh.
Gen Z like came over TikTok and started making fun of us, and I was like, "Oh, we're old now."
Yes. So you mentioned you were nauseous like the first trimester and you had a lot of right, you were really sick. And then also you had postpartum issues. Tell me about that.
So I got the epidural. I tried not to, but I 11 hours in, I was just like, I need that epidural. Yeah, I tried so hard. Epidural was interesting. It got stuck twice, so I don't know what went on there. But the nurse that was on my left side, she just pushed my leg so hard into me as I was pushing, and I wasn't making a lot of progress because my daughter was sunny side up, so they had to
Mm.
turn her, all this stuff. They didn't allow me to change positions, and I pushed for over 4 hours. And so when the epidural wore off, I couldn't lift my left leg. So my femoral nerve had been, I don't know, damaged, and my brain couldn't send messages to my leg,
So when you
basically.
say that, did you ask to move?
Yeah, I did. I didn't press it, but
Right.
I just said, I took the hospital course. Aren't I supposed to be changing positions? And they were like, no,
Right.
you can't. Basically, because my legs were so dead from the epidural, it probably would have been too much hassle for them. And then I
Right.
was also like, aren't I not supposed to be pushing this long? Like all that stuff. I thought I was invincible though. I thought like, what can one day do?
Sorry, they're the professionals. They're supposed to you'd think just leave it all up to them, like I would when I'm in the hospital or whatever, I totally just like, okay, you'd hope it would be like that, but so
That's what I thought
okay, sorry,
too. I'm
continue.
always been very like put my trust in the professionals'
Mhm.
hands, and I am not like that at all anymore.
Oh, it's good to know,
I
yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't walk for 3 months. I started PT right away and eventually had a walker. For a short time, I had a cane. And then I was finally able to hold like my daughter and like in stay in place, I think at like month 4 or 5. But I couldn't like
That
walk with her for a long time.
I am so sorry that happened to you.
Thanks. It sucked. It was so sucky.
I can't imagine, and it's stuff like that that we try to prepare our stuff for things that happen during pregnancy and even, like, newborn situation stuff just from hearing other people's stories, but there are so much that goes on that either no one talks about or no one I don't know, just weird stuff, like, little stuff like what you went through or, like, I don't know, there's just so much, and it's so hard, and when you're going through it, you think maybe you're the only person,
Yeah.
but I hope, like, maybe someone listening today, like, if they're going through their own traumas that not necessarily are, like, publicized a lot, that, you're not alone and that you do get better.
I found thank God for social media because I found a girl on Instagram. I found a reel and she was like standing on one leg and she was like, I could not do this many years ago due to, and then she said the exact thing I had. And I reached out to her and I was like, I am beside myself. I can't get off the couch to my crying child. Like, how did you get through this? And if it wasn't for her, I just don't know what I would have done.
Oh
Just
my
like
gosh.
knowing that she got better and she was like, try to enjoy this moment, know that you will get better. That was everything.
Oh my gosh. That is an
Yeah.
amazing story, and I'm so glad that she, was open to reach out, to communicate back.
Oh my God, she sent me voice memos because it is kind of a niche, for lack of a better term. It's like a weird injury. It doesn't happen all that often. I mean, the
Right.
neurologist was like, "Huh, I've never seen this. I don't even know," you know. And so I honestly learned a lot from women on Facebook
Mhm.
and Erin, my friend Erin from Instagram, and yeah, it was life
Yes.
changing.
Then and that at that point, your artistic, acting is like way at
Oh
the
my
bottom. You're like, "Can I hold my daughter? Can I walk?"
But
And
I
then I'm
still
sure.
I still did auditions because I was
No, you
like,
did not.
yes, I did. Best I've ever looked at my life. I auditioned for the SNL movie and I was like, I'm not turning down this opportunity. I learned that monologue and I did it sitting down and I just didn't say anything about it. And my face is so puffy from pushing. I look so horrible, but I
Hey,
think I just needed to feel normal.
yes, I got my passport picture taken like a week before I gave birth. It's like, and it, it stays with you for years. The worst thing I could
The
have
word
done.
you look like
Okay.
an alien version of yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you were saying earlier that your daughter you thought kind of put two and two together when she went on stage that you were an actress. Have you ever tried to explain to her, or like, how do you explain to her what you do?
I
You're like,
haven't really
mommy, or have you
explained
yet?
too much. Well, I guess when she was there, I was like, Nick, this is where mommy works. Like mommy works up there and tells stories. And then last night I had to edit a video and I was like, mommy and daddy have to work after you go to bed. So you need to go to bed on time. She's been going to bed so late. And so she was like, mommy, you go to your show. And I was like, oh, I wish. No. And she was like, I have a show, but I lost it.
Oh,
Totally understand. But I want to be really careful about how I introduce it to her because I don't want her to idolize it in
right.
any way. I feel like we
Mhm.
grew up in that era of like idolizing like the Disney shows and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
I don't feel I will let her do whatever she wants to do with her life, but I don't feel like I ever would want to push her that way.
Right.
So I'm sort of treating it like it's just a fun job I get to do every once in a while. And like,
Right. And
does
if
that
you
make
treat it as normal,
yeah,
it's
just
your normal
normal.
mommy and daddy's normal jobs, then
Yeah.
it is. And that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. My kids were struggling a little because it will be, well, first of all, they think it's cringy. They do not think I'm cool. They think the mommy artist is a weird name.
I
They
hate this that kids eventually think we're not cool. You go
Oh,
from being
yeah,
like
I am
coolest
0
person.
yeah, 0 cool. I try
Uh,
to play, like, my intro that I just put on Spotify. They're like, "Mom, we don't wanna hear it."
and see, I think that your branding and everything is so great.
"Thank you." See, it's 'cause we're millennials. It's like
Yeah.
millennial branding. It's like Y2K and my gosh.
Yes.
But, like, we've had a really big resurgence, like, because
Yeah.
Hannah is Gen Z and she just graduated, and, I mean, I am paying her, but she thinks I'm cool.
Y2K, it's like so in trend now. It's on trend. Like so many.
Really wanna buy a newspaper boy hat, like one of those Britney Spears ones. I think I'm gonna bring that back. So this last segment is called our hot seat segment. Are you ready? Okay. What is your dream stage role?
Oh my gosh, I might be too old, but I would love to do Gypsy.
Ooh, no, you're not too old. Stop. Um, do you love to get the audience laughing or crying?
Laughing.
Do you believe in aliens?
I feel like I have to at this point.
Thank you. You do. 1 minute costume change or a 1 minute diaper change?
Costume.
Forget a line or forget the pacifier?
Ooh, forget a line.
Because like we know what to do now to forget it if we forget a line. Okay, you have to talk in a baby voice all day or a Cockney male accent voice.
Cockney.
Well, you like
Sure.
that? It's a fun one. Okay. What's your most used emoji?
Oh, it's definitely the crying, laughing one next to the one that's just melting into the pavement.
That's hilarious. Mine is the one that's like
Yeah.
kind of nervous, like.
I also made an emoji of one of my castmates from Boeing Boeing just doing like a really strange, and I just use it for everything. It's like, oops.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I forget that you can make your own now.
I did. It was an accident, and I refused to let it go.
Oh, I need to get on that. Right after this, I'm going to make them. You had a walk-up song. What would it be?
A walk-up song?
Mm-hmm.
What's a walk-up?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so like in sports, like baseball players,
Oh.
when they're walking up to bat, it's like their theme song. This is like you're walking into a room. It's like your Legally Blonde moment when she's like walking. Let me make it theater related.
The only thing that's coming to mind is when I was growing up, I loved that song by 9 Days. This is the story of a girl who kind of remember and dropped
I love that song too.
This full millennial.
I love that. I love that. I feel like mine would be like, she's a bitch, she's a lover, she's a... Yeah, exactly. You wear all the hats. Okay, last question. When did Tony or get 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep? I know, Tony girl. Oh my gosh. It was so fun talking to you today. All right, besties, my glass is empty, but my cup is full, and that means it's the end of the episode. Remember that you can't have butterfly conversations with caterpillar people, and that everyone out there is trying their best. Love you. Bye. You can find the Mommy Artists podcast on YouTube to watch the full video. Give it a like, hit subscribe, and come back next week for more iconic chaos and creative magic. But no worries if not.